She texted during my father's funeral. Stop being dramatic. He was old anyway. Coming home late, going clubbing. I replied, enjoy. Then I emptied the house while she partied and left divorce papers on her pillow. When she stumbled in drunk at 4 a.m. to a completely bare home, I still remember the exact moment my phone buzzed. I was standing at the edge of the grave, watching the cemetery workers lower my dad into the ground, my mother clutching my sleeve like she was holding on to the last stable thing in her world. The sky was gray, the kind where it feels like even the weather is mourning with you. And then my phone vibrated in my pocket. I thought maybe it was my sister checking if Mom was okay. Or maybe my boss offering condolences. Instead, it was my wife, Lindsay. She had left an hour earlier claiming she had a work crisis. I knew she didn't. Her voice had that tone she gets when she wants to get out of something that doesn't benefit her directly. But I didn't fight her. My dad loved her. He'd say, "Son, don't make a scene on my account." So I let her go. But the text, Jesus, still at that depressing thing? Stop being dramatic. He was old anyway. Coming home late. Going clubbing with the girls. You need to get over this moping already. I read it twice, 3 times. My mother looked up at me with swollen eyes and asked, "Honey, what's wrong?" And I swear I almost showed her the phone. But I swallowed it, forced a tight smile, and said, "Nothing, Mom. Work stuff." My hand shook as I typed back one word, enjoy. And something inside me, something that had been quietly cracking for years, finally snapped. Lindsay had always been absent, emotionally, mentally, sometimes physically. But to disrespect my father's funeral, to treat my grief like it was an inconvenience to her nightlife, that was the line. I'd ignored the little things, her laughing at my grandmother's eulogy because old people funerals are boring, her rolling her eyes when Dad asked for help carrying boxes last Christmas, her telling me I needed to man up when I cried watching him struggle with his heart condition. But this was a whole different level of ugly. My cousin Mark, who owns a moving company, saw my face. He pulled me aside and whispered, "You good, man?" I showed him the text. His entire expression changed in one breath. No, hell no, he muttered. "You want us to clear the house?" "All of it," I said. "Everything that's mine." "We'll get the guys," he said without hesitation. "Dad will want you taken care of." By 2 p.m., after making an excuse to Mom that I needed to handle some of Dad's paperwork, I was standing in my living room with Mark and 4 of his guys. My brother-in-law, Andrew, a lawyer, was on speakerphone walking me through emergency divorce papers. Lindsay never paid attention to what belonged to who. Lucky for me, I'm the kind of guy who keeps receipts. The couch? Bought it before the wedding. The TV? Mine. The game consoles? Mine. Kitchen appliances? Mine. The bed? Mine. The antique dining set? My grandmother's. Even Lindsay's precious wine stash was stored in a wine fridge that I bought with my first promotion. We worked like a military operation. Everything I owned went into the trucks. Everything she owned, her clothes, makeup, a cheap microwave she insisted was European, some tacky couch her mom gave us, her shoes, her mountain of hair products, was left neatly in a corner. I didn't trash anything. I didn't touch her personal stuff. I'm not a monster. But I wasn't leaving her with my furniture, my electronics, my inheritance. The utilities, every last one, were in my name. I shut them off effective the next day. The lease? Also in my name. I changed the locks. By 4 p.m., Andrew had emailed me the finalized divorce papers. I placed them on what remained of the bedroom floor, where her pillow used to be. On top of them, I printed out her funeral text with a note. I spent the evening handling my father's affairs. Your belongings are in the corner. Utilities end tomorrow. You have 30 days to vacate per the lease. For all future contact, go through lawyers. Then I drove to my mom's house, where she made tea and pulled out old photo albums, her hands shaking as she showed me pictures of Dad teaching me to ride a bike. I cried harder than I had at the funeral. 2 days later, at exactly 4:13 a.m., Mark texted me. "You need to check your Ring app?" Lindsay was stumbling up the walkway, heels in her hand, mascara smeared. trying to shove her key into the lock. She tried once, twice, 3 times. Then she froze. She found a lockbox with a temporary entry code. Andrew insisted I leave for legal reasons. When she stepped inside and saw nothing, just empty floors, a lone pile of her belongings, she let out a scream so loud it woke 3 neighbors. Mrs. Dalton next door even called the cops because she thought someone was murdering a goat. By 6 a.m., the text started. WTF? WTF? Where is everything? This isn't funny. Bring my stuff back. You can't do this. I was joking about your dad. OMG, you are overreacting. Answer me. I'll ruin your life. Then, I'm calling the police. 2 hours later, the police say it's a civil matter, but you're abusive. Then came the flying monkeys. Her mother, Patricia, called screaming, You left my baby with nothing. She has her belongings, I said calmly, and 1 folding chair. You stole from her. Everything I took is documented as mine. Receipts, photos, inheritance. She was grieving too, Patricia argued. Really, I asked, which funeral home was she grieving in last night? Club Mirage or Sapphire Lounge? Silence. Then she hung up. Lindsay's best friend Jenna texted me next. You need therapy. This is psychotic. Psychotic, I typed back. Is texting stop being dramatic? He was old anyway during someone's burial. She replied, She didn't mean it like that. Explain how else she meant it. Jenna took 5 minutes before responding. Okay, well maybe when you say it like that. I blocked her. But the real avalanche hit when Lindsay's co-worker saw her Instagram story. Videos of her taking shots, grinding on strangers, making out with some guy on a bar table, with the caption Freedom Friday. She had taken bereavement leave for MY Dad. Her co-worker forwarded everything to her boss. She wasn't fired immediately, but she lost her quarterly bonus and got written up. She later complained to me that I sent the videos to her boss. I hadn't even known until her co-worker messaged me with screenshots. Then things got crazier. She tried to break into the apartment again. Crowbar and all. I had it all on Ring footage. The cops didn't arrest her, because technically she still had residency rights during the 30-day window, but they filed a property damage report. That's when she tried to file a restraining order against me for financial abuse. The judge took 1 glance at my receipts and her $95,000 income and threw it out. Then she went nuclear online. Facebook posts, Instagram stories, dramatic TikToks. She called me a narcissist, abuser, manipulator. But people in our community knew my dad, knew our family. They'd seen her at the club. They'd seen the screenshots. My Aunt Donna annihilated her in the comments. Grief? Sweetie, you left the funeral saying you had diarrhea, then posted tequila shots 2 hours later. We all saw it. The post disappeared within the hour. But the universe wasn't done. Remember the guy she made out with? Married. His wife was a partner at the company Lindsay had been interviewing with for months. Her final interview? Canceled. She texted me that night. You ruined my career. I responded. You ruined it by kissing someone else's husband on video. Then she tried selling my late father's tools, the ones he inherited from his father. Luckily, my uncle saw the listing online and called me. I drove to my mom's house, walked into the garage, and found Lindsay trying to sell tools that had been in my family for 3 generations. I showed the buyer dad's will and the death certificate. The buyer ran like he witnessed a crime scene. Lindsay was arrested. Actually arrested. Theft of estate property. It didn't stick. Andrew got it dropped in exchange for her signing the divorce immediately. But her employer found out. Another write-up. 1 more strike away from termination. Within weeks, she couldn't afford the apartment. She moved in with Patricia, who set rules. No drinking, no men over, church every Sunday. Lindsay lasted exactly 1 Sunday before sneaking out to smoke weed in the church parking lot. The pastor called her mother. Meanwhile, Mom became a quiet hurricane. She had lived in that neighborhood 40 years. She told everyone what Lindsay had texted during Dad's burial. The hairdresser, refuse her service. The grocery store kept running out of her favorite wine mysteriously. The gym kept accidentally deactivating her key card. Petty? Maybe, but Mom was grieving and furious. And she wasn't wrong. But Lindsay still wasn't done being stupid. She made a fake dating profile of me. Used my name, my pictures, my job. Put in the bio that I wanted a rich woman to take care of me, and that I had mommy issues and emotional instability. She messaged women pretending to be me, telling them I had herpes and wanted them to be a side girlfriend. A co-worker's wife saw it and recognized me. I filed charges. The judge made her pay me $10,000 in damages. She didn't have it. We garnished her wages. 2 months later, here's where everyone landed. Lindsay? Fired. The dating profile stunt was a final straw. Now she works at a call center and lives in Patricia's basement. Her new boyfriend dumped her after Googling her and seeing the arrest record. Her friends ghosted her when they learned the real story. Her attempt to start a female empowerment coaching business failed. 0 clients. Patricia now has to lock her own bedroom door because Lindsay kept borrowing money. As for me, I moved into a quiet 1-bedroom closer to Mom. I kept Dad's tools displayed on the wall like art. I got promoted at work. Turns out the constant emotional chaos from my marriage was draining more energy than I realized. I started grief counseling and met someone there, Emily. She understands grief in a way Lindsay never could. We're taking things slow, but she's kind. She listens. She shows up. Mom loves her already. We started a memorial baseball game for Dad. A little league thing. Dozens of families showed up. Kids wore jerseys with Dad's initials. He would have cried. Lindsay tried to crash it. The team dads formed a wall and blocked her from entering. The photos were honestly beautiful. Uncle Ray gave a speech about respecting the dead while staring directly at her. She left in tears. Do I feel bad? No, she texted. He was old anyway, during my father's burial. She went clubbing during my grief. She tried to break in, smear me online, ruin my name, sell my dad's things, destroy my reputation. All I did, truly, was stop cushioning her fall. Everything else was gravity. And Dad said it best. Son, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. I wish I had, but better late than never. Oh, and yes, I kept the crowbar she used to break in. It's mounted right next to Dad's tools with a small plaque that reads, Exhibit A, Why I'm Finally at Peace. Emily thinks it's hilarious. Mom wants to bronze it.